Hello and welcome to the Basic Structures Schoology course. I'm Ron Kotlik. Most of you know me, some of you may not. Welcome to this mini course. This is really some brief course just to kind of help you get accustomed to organizing your Schoology page. Some of you have taken course with me in the past. I'm actually going to reference a larger course that I do on Schoology that will also kind of be used here as well. I teach two courses on Schoology. One's just called a basic Schoology course. One's more of an advanced Schoology course. So I'm going to show you some of the links to some of those videos as well if you really want to go kind of this next step further. But the goal of this course is just to kind of give you a basic overview of how you can organize your course on Schoology. Now, many of you have been exposed that there was a model course put on Schoology for all of us here in the secondary level. It's in Schoology. Everyone's been added to it, your model course secondary. And this is the way the district is hoping you will organize your Schoology page. I was on the Schoology implementation team, and they really want to have a lot of consistency in the way Schoology courses are structured and organized. Mostly because this will help students in multiple classes. So if students taking a course with me in history, I'm a social studies teacher at the high school, and they're taking a course in foreign language or English or math, the Schoology course will be organized in a similar fashion. But also for parents. So if you have a middle schooler and you have two high school students and you're trying to help them when they're home, you also have a good sense of how this is laid out. So no matter what grade level you're at and no matter what course you're in, there'll be some sort of consistent structure into the way the Schoology course is organized. Okay, so that's kind of really the basic goal of this course is to be. Now, there's 3 hours here scheduled. This video will not be 3 hours long, but the hope is that 3 hours also includes time for you to, create and organize, and we can also share that out with each other and have some feedback together. Okay. So the first thing is I'm on the main model courses Schoology page, and you can kind of see here. The first thing they have at the very, very top is your contact information. Okay, they want that there. All right, so something that you would do like Mr. Smith, your email, some kind of maybe brief message to the students, something like that. And you can also click on this link and it will have the exact same thing here for you. Okay, now how do I put this contact information on my Schoology page? So that's kind of really I want to start with here. So what we can do is I have administration rights to this course. So what I can do is I can show you that if I go in and edit this is actually a page on Schoology. Okay. So there's all the content information. They put content information there, and they just kind of wrote a page title right on Schoology. Okay, so how do I create a page on Schoology? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into one of my older template courses. Okay, so I'm going to here, and I use Pages a lot for my courses. Okay, so I'm going to do, this is important, how do I add a page? How do I add that content information? I'm going to go to Add Materials. All right, and I'm going to go to Add a Page. See right there, Add a Page. So I'm going to click on Add a Page. And here's where you can then write, contact information. And you can write the information that you want to appear, like your name, your email, other aspects you want there for your students to actually see. Okay, that's all we really actually have to do. And you can actually do this as an embedded one, or it could display in line. So we can kind of do both. All right, so it will display it right on the actual page. If you leave this blocked, they'll actually have to click. It'll say course information, then your information will appear up. If you click here, display in line, I hit create. Now mine will be down at the bottom here. Okay, see how it has content information, and it also shows it right in there, below it. Now that's kind of important, because if you don't put display in line, you just click. Students and parents have to actually click on this link. So I'll show you one more time. I'm going to edit that page. I wrote down content information, or the information that I wanted to have, and then I went down here to the bottom and I made sure this was showing display in line. The default is not. It displays in a new page. Click on that and click on display online, in line. Now, if this is your first Schoology page, this is going to be all blank. I have a lot of stuff here, but you can always move things around. You could take this and click and then drag it up. And we can drag it all the way up to the top here for contact information, okay? So that's the first thing you do, making your contact information right on Schoology, okay? Now, another page they wanted added here is your office hours, something like this. Now, this just might be a link to a Google Meet. I know there's also some talk of us going into Zoom. So if you are going to have some sort of way, students are going to communicate with you virtually through a video conferencing platform, whether it be Google Meet or from Zoom, they want a page here as well. Okay, so how would that look? What would you do there? Okay, so this is the exact same idea, but you're also going to add a link. Okay, so what we're going to do, we go back to my template course. I'm going to go again back to this section, go add materials. I'm going to add a page. Okay, and I'm going to call it office hours, something like that. Now again, here is where you could put down whatever Monday. Well, actually, if, a lot of us are thinking about Wednesday, whatever that day was going to bring, whatever hours or whatever you're doing, and we'll probably have more clarification on that, right? But then, how do I add that link? Okay, now I can just copy and paste it here, or I can just go into here as well, insert a link. And I just copy the link there. You can put a title to the link and just press insert. Okay, I didn't do that obviously. But again, how did I do that? I'm going to go to insert a link. Okay, now once you have that link inserted, remember, don't forget, go to that inline and press create. Okay, and there it is, office hours. Okay, and you can move that forward up to your page. Let me make that a little smaller, and let's move that up. Sometimes it's easier than other times. And we will put that underneath contact information, your office hours. Okay, so that's not too bad. Now, after that point, they definitely want to have some sort of weekly agenda. Now, this gives you have a lot of latitude here of how you want to do this. Okay, in this particular example, what we organize is just a weekly agenda, and we embedded a slideshow, a Google slideshow. So every week you might put a Google slideshow in here, where students can say, okay, here's, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that sort of thing, okay, which is great. You don't have to do a slideshow. If you want to have some sort of Google Doc or a Word doc, something like that, and you want to sort of put it all there, that's fine too. It really is up to you. It does not have to be a slideshow for the week, but some sort of weekly agenda of what the expectations are of what students are doing. Now, what I use in my military history classroom is when we went online, I posted action sheets. Okay, so these are my action sheets, and I just had a Google Doc. And what I did was just had week 1 and week 2. I included a video for the students to actually watch to get an explanation what the expectations were for that week. And as mine was more like a checklist of things to do. But again, you have a lot of latitude here, and you can do what you want. It works best for you and for your students. But if you're interested in how do I actually embed a slideshow right here on my Google Doc, on my Schoology page, what I'm going to do is open up a slideshow here. Just a kind of a one that I use in my students a lot. It just goes for the lesson, announcements for the day, something like that. I use this a lot when we're in class together. Okay. Now, what I could do is I'm going to go back to my template course here, and I'm going to add a page. These are all pages so far we've been adding. Do you notice that? Everything's a page. Okay. And I'm going to write down weekly agenda. Okay. Now, you're going to want to insert some content here. Now, again, if you don't want to do your weekly agenda right here, just type it in, you can do that. If you wanted to insert a link to a Google Doc, you can do that as well. Okay. All right. Or if you wanted to insert some content, you can do that as well. Okay. So what you can do is you can go to Google Drive resource app. And if you have your slideshow saved in your Google Drive, And I got a lot of things here. So I think if I just do golds, hopefully that will come up. That'd be nice. That'd be that easy. It did. So I can click on that. Now, here's the important part. Once you find your slideshow in your Google Drive app, you're going to want to import embedded. Okay, if you just import the link, just click the link to see the slideshow. If you import embedded, boom, it's going to import it right into the slideshow just like that. Okay, so now you get the slideshow right there. It looks pretty neat. And you can actually, oops, sorry about that. You can actually adjust the sizing on this. Just click on the page and you can actually make it bigger or smaller, things like that, and press. I think you hear display in line is fine. Press create. Now if you go on the bottom of the page here, see my weekly agenda, there it is. Now here's a nice thing about this. Here's a little tip. If you want to do a Google slideshow, you'll have to embed this once and make this your weekly agenda. As you edit this Google slideshow here in your Google slideshow editor, it will change here automatically. You don't have to keep on going back and doing anything with this page once you set this up, which is really nice. And a little tip that we learned is if you want to keep on adding new pages to your Google slideshow, maybe make, Monday, Tuesday. It shouldn't really go in alphabetical order, because in this particular example, it went in alphabetical order. So students have to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then if you just kind of want to add to it, just keep on adding new slides at the beginning. So students always see the most current slide when they log on to your page. Okay, that's the way they would always see it. So that's kind of how you embed your weekly agenda, which is a great idea. And you can put it underneath here. Now, if you go back to that model courses, there's a really cool place called Slides Mania, which gives you free templates. So make sure you check out Slides Mania if you want to use that as one. Another one that I like to check out a lot is something called Slide Carnival. Can't talk today. Go to Slide Carnival on Google, and this is also a great place for free templates for Google Slides as well. They get tons. Unbelievable. Great aspects there. So check those out. I think those will be really helpful as you go through all of that. All right. Okay, so that's kind of the main things they want on this. Now, after that point, you have a lot of flexibility. But here is something that's also going to be standardized. They would like, the district would like you to color code your main topic or unit or module folders that you're using to organize your course. They would like blue to be anything that's constantly updated each week or ongoing. So this is something that you're always using. This is a folder that has maybe resources in it. It has, particular guides that students use on a weekly basis. It doesn't really change. That should be blue. Yellow should be the folder that you're working on this week. So students know that's yellow. They're going to see it. And then a white folder is that they've already covered, but you can still access it. So they want to go back to a previous unit, change it to white. Okay. So that's something that we're trying to show you here in this model course example. So like in this case right here, the blue folder would be, okay, something that just general information, the syllabus, things like that, reference tables. And then if this was a math unit, they were already working, this is the current unit they're working on. And then they have completed units that are in white. Okay, so that's kind of how it is. Okay, so blue, yellow, and white are the main aspects here. So how do you do that? Okay, so again, how do you make a folder? Okay, so these are some things that I cover more in my basic Schoology class, but I'm going to give you access to that too here. And if you ever want to take that course and get more credit, please do. I always offer it at least 2 or 3 times a year. Okay, so you can see here I have a lot of folders, and this is before we had the color coding system. So my folders are all color coded in a different way. All right, but just to kind of give you a sense of what I'm doing here, how do you make a folder? Okay, so again, we're gonna go to Add Materials. You can add a folder. Now, with the folders, it's kind of neat. You can really kind of play around with it. Let's call this a test folder. And again, here are the colors you can choose, right? Blue for ongoing, yellow for something you're doing right now, or white for past content. You can go back and change all these folders. You can also add information to the folder. This could be a description page. Anything that you add in here will be visible right on the main folder page. I mean, not the folder itself, but as students scroll through it on Schoology. So, you can call this Unit 1, whatever. And then, you could change this. You can make it bold. You can kind of change different aspects of it, the colors of it. This is a kind of a mini text editor. And you can even embed content here if you really wanted to. You could insert an image, which is really kind of neat. Let me see if I can find a quick, easy one that's my downloads folder, something I can just get at really quickly. Sorry, I should have had this ready to go for you for that particular aspect. Just trying to find you a really quick little icon or something that I can kind of have you guys work at here. This is Flipgrid JPEG, but it's okay. Find an image, and it will insert that image, and that's fine. And you can kind of just scroll it back a little bit because it's too big probably for what I picked it as. All right. Sorry about that. The best way to do is 100 and 100. I just clicked on the image right there, and I said 100, 100, and it will make it smaller. Okay. So how do I do that again? Again, go to Insert Content, insert an image, find an image. If it's too big, click on the image, and do 100, 100. Okay. Update it. Now, what you can also do is if you're on this image, this is a little bit of an advanced tip. You can also then go to insert a link. And anytime they click on that image, you will take them to the link that you have selected there. That's a little bit of an advanced tip, but you can make images right on your folder page. If I press create, I go down to the bottom of my Schoology course here. Oops, there we go. See how the little image is there? And if I clicked on the image, it could have taken them to some place. Right now, it just opens the folder, okay, which is kind of neat. But let's go back there for a second. If I go down there, and I have the Unit 1, I have the Flipgrid, I have the test folder. They can open the folder here, or they can open the folder at the image. If you change that image, if I change the folder and I edit it, and I go back and highlight that image, and I go insert content, and I insert a link, and I'll just pick Slide Carnival. It doesn't really make sense, but we'll just do that just to show you. And I put that there, insert it, and I save changes. Now again, some things here that you can look at. You can make your folders published or unpublished, and I'll get to that in a moment. You can also the date that they're available to if you really want to customize it. Save changes. Now, right, if we have the folder here, right, I click on this link to open the folder, right, and that opens the folder. There's nothing in it. When we go down there, and if I click on this image now, look at it, brought me to Slide Carnival. So again, you could make that any way you want in terms of customizing your folders. Okay, so that's kind of a nice way to actually do it. Okay, so it's a kind of a nice little tip there for just basic ways to organize your course and to make folders. Now, once you're in a folder, you can also always, change you can always make it unpublished. So if you want students to kind of see some of your content ahead of time, or you don't, you want to make your content ahead of time, but you want to make sure students don't see it, that's unpublished. Now that's different from making the folder white. Remember, the folder white is to say that the stuff that we've already covered, we've already done this, but you want to have students still have access to it. That's just making it white. Once you unpublished it, students will no longer see that folder when they log on to Schoology. Only you would have access to it. So that's just a way to kind of keep that in mind. You can publish and unpublish certain aspects of your course. So that's how you do the folder content, okay? And that's something that you would want to have. And I would even actually keep this on your Schoology page too. Make a folder legend, make a folder key so students know blue, yellow, and white what that actually means, okay? So make another page and make this right on your Schoology page as well. I think that'd be really, really, really helpful, okay? So that's the way the major aspects of the school wants. After that point, as you make unit or topic folders or module folders, you're really kind of on your own, all right? Now, again, I am not saying that what I do is the ultimate example. I included some of my aspects in this course just so you can kind of see. So if you're in this model courses, you go to more content examples. We made these together. There's a lot of examples here. If you're an English teacher, a math teacher, phys ed, foreign language, you don't have a foreign language example, I'm sorry, but social studies. And then we have a middle school example, we have a high school example, and we have another high school example. I called mine an advanced example. Again, I've been using this for a long time. And this is just how I organized my Schoology pages when we were in the online mode after March. I do a lot of teaching online at Keach's College and Niagara University. So I've been doing that for over 10 years, teaching online, solely online there. So I kind of took some of that with my students that I do in an online situation and brought into here. Okay, so I'll just kind of walk you through my examples. Again, this is no way mean that my examples are the best examples. It's just a way to kind of show you how I do some of my course aspects. Okay, so what I did was I created a link. And again, this is a link. It could have been a page like I showed you before. It didn't have to be a link. This is just something that I did. I had this sort of online cafe that I use Flipgrid a lot, and I'm doing a whole separate course on Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a video tool, but it's not synchronous. Synchronous is like Google Meet or Google or Zoom, where you actually are talking live face-to-face with your students on a Meet. Flipgrid is more as I could post a video, students can reply to it, they can post videos of themselves, and I can reply to their videos, other students can reply to their videos. It's more of like an online video discussion tool, and students can post these videos anytime they want. It's asynchronous. It gives them a little more flexibility. So my thought with this was, okay, I want you, if you have any questions about something and you want to just post a video for it, you can do that. So I called it my online cafe. And I had this little QR code in Flipgrid. It brings it right to them. And these are the directions that I put together as a little screencast of how they actually use the cafe. All right, so that was really it. Not a really big deal there. Something I did with my students. I had action sheets. So for me, this was really important. I had action sheets. This was my weekly agenda. So if I go to action sheets, I use action sheets with all my online students. You know, those were the 8 weeks that we were kind of off together, and I kind of showed those weeks. You know, there that week 1 and 2, week 3 and 4. Week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8. And by the time I got to week 3 and 4, I kind of broke it down, I think even a little bit more for them in terms of doing this, that I broke it down day by day. Okay, so this was a video that they clicked on, the screencast, showed them I went over the whole entire action sheet right here for them in this video. I think that's a really important aspect, especially if we ever are hybrid or completely online, to do screencasting. I'm doing separate courses on that as well throughout the year, how to do screencasting, how to do video production. It's really essential that students see you and hear you, and they also can kind of have great visual directions here as well, besides just the sheet itself. So this is what my action sheet was. Monday, we were having a discussion in Schoology. You know, Tuesday they had to do some things, and you know, this is just kind of broken down day by day for them. So this is what you can do if you don't want to do a Google Slideshow for your agenda. Okay. All right. Now, from that point, these were our weekly modules. So again, I don't have them color-coded perhaps the way that it was for the school. So this would be ongoing. This would be something that's coming up that we're not doing yet. Maybe I might make this unpublished. What I should probably have done is make this white, because it's something that we did in the past. So I'd make this white, not black. Okay, so that's the white folder. It's unpublished. Or it's something we done in the past. This is the ongoing folder, and this one, what I could have done is I didn't do this because I wanted teachers to see this, but I can make this unpublished. So something that's coming up that I want students to see, I would make that unpublished. Okay, so just an example of how I organize my page. Open up a module. There's the action sheet right away, and these are all the different various activities that we were doing that week. Some are discussions, some are annotating documents, things like that. I always had like videos for them to watch on Edpuzzle. That again, these are all complicated things that just go beyond this little course. We can do more of a deeper dive into how to do all of these aspects when we do a course on Schoology on its own. So look for those courses as well. Okay, and if I go into week 2, same idea. You know, the weekly action sheets, that was actually a whole module. It's a huge module. It took us about almost 4 weeks to get through the World War II module. They were reading a whole book. So what I did here is I had the action sheets, and then I broke down within the module weeks 3 and 4. You know, there's the action sheet again. They had to watch this video. They were doing some annotations. You know, they're doing a lot of projects on this book. This was individual discussions and group discussions, team discussions, things like that. So I kept it kind of organized like that, you know, so forth. Bonus opportunities. This was ongoing, so I made it blue. They could do a virtual tour of the book that I put together, a virtual tour for them. They could do some questions on that. So again, this is something that was ongoing, so I made that folder blue. All right, so that's kind of the way, basically, how I had the course organized for them. And I'm trying to show you how it might fit into our color coding system of blue ongoing, white, so that's in the past, yellow, what we're doing right now. And this is a folder that would be, after this module, but I wanted to make sure you guys saw it. But I'll probably make this unpublished until we were ready to go. And then I'll turn this yellow and turn this one white, I guess. That's the way the district is hoping we'll use those color coding systems. Okay, so that's kind of how we're doing that particular aspect. All right, so I hope you thought this was helpful. Then also look for links I'm posting of other videos I have that you can use as well that go beyond just the basic organizing structures of a course, and we'll kind of look at those as well. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.